The UK government is announcing its spring budget before a possible general election. With the economy officially in recession, the Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt says growth will be stronger than expected this year. But while inflation is easing, many households are still struggling with the cost of living. Tax cuts have been in focus in the run-up to the announcement, but also how to pay for them. Let's talk to our correspondent, Yolo Abdavith, who's in central London. So, Yolo, this could be the last budget before a general election. How important is it for the ruling Conservative Party?
It's very important for any government in any country, to be honest, because these are the spending and tax reviews and what they propose to do for the short term, for the next 6 months or so. It is important because the UK is officially in recession, and Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, the Finance Minister, was very keen to project that things will get better. That's why he tainted and coloured the choices that he'd made and the ruling Conservative Party are making as they are still in government, because, as you say, there may well be a general election later this year. We don't know whether this is actually the last budget before an election, or maybe there'll be another statement, a finance statement in the autumn, and a general election after that. There has to be a UK election before the end of January 2025. So it was interesting, on the back of a recession, on the back of the lack of growth, national debt increasing, and a general feeling of uneasiness with the cost of living crisis, and how many people are assessing not just the last few years in the UK, but the last 14 years. And that's what Jeremy Hunt had to contend with today. That's why, when he made some eye-catching announcements on tax cuts with national insurance payments for every individual worker in the UK, reducing that again, he was trying to show that actually, if you trust in us, things will improve, and that's why he also took some of the opposition Labour Party policies in terms of taxing people who are non-domiciliary here, that they work here, but obviously they have homes elsewhere, they have tax affairs elsewhere. Now they will be taxed after 4 years, and he also looked at other issues to do with productivity to try and strengthen the economy. So he was trying to please all sides of the Houses of Parliament behind me, but also, of course, to buy votes for the next general election.
Dynamism in an economy doesn't come from ministers in Whitehall. It comes from the grit and determination of people who take risks, work hard and innovate. Not government policies, but people power. It is to unleash people power that we today put this country back on the path to lower taxes.
So what does what we've heard today in this budget tell us about how the UK economy is doing after the pandemic and after Brexit?
It is, and you'll be very hard-pressed to hear anybody talking about Brexit from the two major parties, actually. They simply don't want to talk about it. There's a lot of reference to the COVID pandemic and the impact, the obvious huge impact that had on the economy, and also people are talking about the energy crisis because of the war in Ukraine and in the Middle East. Those are the things that they try and get people to remember because of policies here. Now, Jeremy Hunt, he was on his feet for over an hour, quite schoolmasterly in the way he actually portrayed some of the policies coming up. But the truth is in the detail, and that's what people will be poring over. Families, workers will be looking at that overnight, tomorrow, the next few days, to see how they are impacted by this budget.